Everything else was a free resource. I got the logs from the sawmill. I got the compost from my county. Those are all free. The leaves obviously are free. One of the greatest things about making a bed or getting a bed ready for spring during the fall is the free resources that are available. I have a bed here, and this is made out of the free wood that I got from the sawmill, and I'm filling it with leaves, cardboard, lots of organic materials. So I'm going to put some peat moss in here before I put my compost in. So let me turn you guys around. So first I did like a sheet mulch. I showed you guys that part. I didn't finish this bed, but here I have finished putting it together. Now I am filling it, and basically it's got a couple layers of cardboard in there, and now I am filling it with leaves. I managed to get the compost bin full of some leaves. Well, my husband did anyway. And I'm just filling this bed with a very thick layer of leaves. As thick as I can get it. I want as much leaf matter in there as I can get, because this will be food for worms for the winter, and I want my bed full of nice worms, because what the worms will do is they will decompose all of this organic matter and they will leave the castings behind, and that is going to make this bed nutrient rich. All right, so I'm going to water this in. This is just rainwater that I got out of my rain barrel. I'm going to water these in, and then I'm going to add some rabbit manure, some peat moss, maybe some coffee grounds, just all kinds of organic matter that I want to break down in this bed so it'll be ready for the spring. Sorry guys if it's not a good angle. I did not expect to be out here filming. It was like a spur of the moment thing. So it is what it is. Sometimes I hate to miss opportunities for content. This is peat moss, by the way, and it just helps with water retention, even though the compost itself helps with water retention. I still like to add the peat moss every now and then, especially with containers. Alright, so I got some peat moss in here. Now I'm going to get some rabbit manure. I don't know where you guys are at, but it really was a beautiful day here today. I mean, it got up to near 80. It was very nice. If I didn't have to do groceries today, I would have been outside all day. So this is just my rabbit manure, some of it anyway. And I'm just going to put in this whole bucket. This is going to be plenty of nutrients for the bed, plenty of food for the worms. It's going to be lovely when it comes time spring for me to plant in here. I am going to be excited. Very excited. After I'm done with this, I'm going to add the compost, and then I'm going to put more rabbit manure on top of the compost, and then I'm going to cover that again with more leaves. Now this bed is going to settle quite a bit by the time spring comes, and I'm going to get ready to plant. This bed is going to settle. It's probably going to be half of what it is now, because all of this organic matter will have broken down or have broken down significantly. And what I will probably end up doing at that time is adding more compost. I think I will do one more bucket compost. Yeah, I'm going to get one more bucket of compost for this bed. Let me show you what it looks like. Can you see that? I don't know if you can see that. So this is what it looks like right now. So you see how full it got with just those leaves and the compost and the peat moss. So I'm going to add another bucket of compost here. These are not my gardening clothes, but it wouldn't be the first time I came outside in my good clothes and got dirty. Sometimes you just can't resist. I come outside to do one thing, and sometimes I just get caught up in the gardening, and that's it. Time gets away from me. Before you know it, it's getting dark. Sometimes I'm like, oh no, I gotta start dinner. What am I gonna cook? But I love it. Alright, so here is enough compost for now. See, this bed is nearly full. Nearly full. Alright, back to manure. And we're going to put the rest of this on there. Some of this is wet. We had some rain. Not to mention, sometimes Penelope flips her water over. This is all from Penelope's side. I have the worm bin on Duncan's, mostly on Duncan's side. So I pretty much harvest Penelope's manure still for the garden. Duncan's manure goes in with the worms. I hope they're still in there. I haven't checked on the worm bin in a while, so I don't even know if they're still in there, if they flew the coop or what. But Penelope, I don't know. It's gotten a little bit better now, or different now, but in the beginning, Penelope had more manure than Duncan all the time. She always had more. So that's why I made a decision to put the bucket under her, and it's got holes in it at the bottom, so the manure can be harvested and then the urine can fall through. But sometimes she flips her water over and then everything's wet at the bottom. So that's done. We got all the manure out. I'm going to go put this back underneath the rabbit hutch, and then we're going to cover this with some more leaves. Matter of fact, let's do that first. It will get windy, and I don't want all my leaves blowing away. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a couple of boards across the top that I'm not using. Just to keep my leaves in there. I don't want to lose them. I know some of them will blow out, but for the most part I'll be able to keep a lot of them in like this. And that's it. This bed is going to be overwintered, and then come springtime, this is where I'll be planting some of my newer vegetables. I might make this a pepper area for my new peppers or whatnot, but then again, I don't know, because I have not had really good success with squash, and I'm thinking that this would be a perfect bed to do some squash in. But we'll see when the time comes what I decide to put in there. But that's about it. So guys, I just wanted to bring you guys along while I did this bed. All of the resources in this bed, with the exception of the peat moss, because I did buy that very early in the spring, and I've only bought one big huge bag of that, and it has lasted me all season, and I still have some left, which is a good thing. So that is probably the only thing, with the exception of some screws that I probably used to put the bed together, that I spent money on. Everything else was a free resource. I got the logs from the sawmill. I got the compost from my county. Those are all free. The leaves obviously are free. The peat moss and the screws to put this together were the only things I paid for. So this bed is ready for spring. So I hope you guys are doing things to get ready for spring. I did a video about getting ready for spring and some things to think about when getting ready for spring. I also did a video about what to do for the fall. If you're not going to plant a fall garden, how to tarp some beds or overwinter some beds. I also did a video on that, and I will link both of those. Thanks for coming along, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, like, and subscribe. And until next time, the more you know, the more you grow. Bye, guys.